remedy is to read up to a certain point and then slam the book shut. He's this tall, slender, elderly Israeli man. He slams the book shut, much louder than that because he's stronger than I am, and he says, okay, what comes next? And if we try that with this passage, we can get to interesting places. Try this. When he saw, this is the angel, when he saw that he had not prevailed against him, Jacob, he wrenched Jacob's hip at its socket, so the socket of his hip was strained as he wrestled with him. Then Jacob said, "Let me go, for dawn is breaking." Stop. What comes next? What comes next? What would you expect? Now you see, I get that generalized murmur where people who teach you about public speaking say, pretend you heard the answer in the back. But I don't want to pretend. If people have answers, I want to hear them. What would come next if Jacob has been struggling all night with this adversary and the adversary says, let me go? What would you expect to happen next? Marty had something. Shout, Marty. He doesn't let him go. He keeps on fighting. Is one possibility, but it's counterintuitive, isn't it? Think about it. If you were Jacob, wouldn't you expect at that point to say, oh, all right, then off you go. I think I've proved my point. Josh? Yes, exactly. That's the shock. The shock is that after struggling all night with evil itself, Jacob does not say, thank goodness for that, and let the angel go. No, Jacob holds on tighter. That's the secret the Torah is teaching us. Jacob holds on tighter and says, I'm not going to let you go unless you bless me. So what's the blessing? There is a blessing, but what is Jacob blessed with? Does the angel, the principal of evil, say, I bless you that you will have a happy future? Well, clearly not. Jacob's future is going to be very, very far from happy. His daughter is going to be violated. His best-loved wife is going to die. That's just in this Torah portion. And next week we get on to Joseph, and you know what happens with Joseph. It's not a happy experience for Jacob. So the blessing cannot be, can it? I wish you a happy future. How about what we normally bless with? I bless you with long life. No. It doesn't mean much to Jacob. Jacob is the only patriarch who complains. It's a couple of weeks hence. But Pharaoh is going to call Jacob in and say, tell me about you. And of everything that Jacob could say about himself, Jacob says, the days of the years of my life are few and evil. No. This isn't a blessing that necessarily makes him happy. It's no guarantee that his life is going to get better. It's just the opposite. And I want to say that he doesn't seem to change much after this experience either. He's still impulsive. He's still guilty of favoritism. He still keeps quiet when he should be speaking up. He still runs away from conflict. His blessing to his son at the end of his life is not so terrifically blessing-like, and his last words are extremely prosaic. There's nothing resonant there. Bury me with my fathers in the cave of Mamre. It makes me think of House. Yes? How many of you watch House? Yeah? House is the one with a pain in his leg that runs his life. Maybe after the encounter with the angel, the pain in Jacob's... How many people in this room have had sciatica? I rest my case. Yeah? When you're in that kind of pain, it's pretty difficult to think about personal transformation. Jacob is the Greg House of the Torah. And maybe we can be a little nicer to him because of it. But it says that there is a blessing. So where is that blessing? What is that blessing? And I want to suggest that it's not obvious on the surface of Jacob's life, previously and to come, where that blessing is. No, the blessing is inside. He's irrevocably changed by this encounter, and that is reflected in his new name. Because when we encounter evil, it changes us. When we encounter evil, we are never the same again. And anybody in this room who has been touched by evil knows what I am talking about. Is there somebody in this room who survived a war? Is there somebody in this room who was a victim of a crime? Is there somebody in this room who's done battle with a deadly disease? You know, don't you, that you are not the same person. You know that you were touched by evil, and you know that it has given you a new name. Jacob gets given a new name, Yisrael, and we choose most often to translate it just as the word on the page. Yisrael means God wrestler. But the angel, the evil that Jacob fought, explains Jacob's name, and the explanation is different. You have struggled with God and man and prevailed, says the angel. That's what your new name means. Yisrael means survivor. Yisrael means survivor. Let me recap what we've learned. First, the battle with evil is messy. Second, if we keep going, if we persevere, then evil must eventually let us go. And the third lesson that we learn from Jacob's most dangerous adventure, the one from which he emerges most noble, is that survival is not only about perseverance and endurance. We have to go further. We have to wring a blessing from our encounter with evil. Because like Jacob, when we encounter evil, it may not change the externals of our lives. It may not, on the surface, turn us into better people. It may not even change our character, but it changes us. It changes the way we see, and the way we feel, and the way we hear, and it should change the way we act. Our struggles with evil complete us. Our struggles with evil mean that, like Jacob, we look around at our wrestling ground and we say, God was here. And we are better tuned. Our blessing is that we are better tuned to see God in the world around us. And as it was for Jacob, so may it be for all of us in our struggle against evil, wherever we encounter it. May we wring a blessing from the evil we encounter. And let us say amen. Shabbat shalom.